On behalf of Father Tony, Father John, Father Kondick, Deacons Paul, Bob, and Scott, I want to wish you all a joyful and blessed Easter. Today is my 48th Easter Sunday, and if I'm honest, for many of those, I just went through the motions. I dressed up, came to Mass, said the prayers, sang the hymns, but I never really asked the one question that matters. What if it's all true? What if 2,000 years ago, God really did become one of us? What if Jesus really did suffer, die, and rise again? What if his resurrection actually happened, not as a nice story or a spiritual idea, but as a real historical event? What if? Because if it is all true, then it changes everything, doesn't it? If Jesus rose from the dead, then sin doesn't have the final word. Death doesn't win. And neither does our despair, our anxiety, our loneliness, or fear. If Jesus rose from the dead, then there's hope for every single one of us, even for you, the one who's not sure you believe any of this, the one who came today because someone made you, or because it's just what you've always done. What if, just for a moment, you let yourself wonder, what if it's true? Now, I'll admit there's always been a part of me that's wished God has chosen a different time in history to pull this off. Why not wait until we had iPhones and cameras and live streams? Why not now, when Peter could have posted the empty tomb on Instagram, or when Mary Magdalene could have gone viral saying she had seen the risen Jesus? Or when hashtag He's Risen could have been trending on Twitter? But I don't think it would have made much of a difference. We live in an age of too much information. And even with it, we still can't agree on basic facts. Even with video and proof, people still argue about what's real, even today. But here's what's undeniably real. From a small group of disciples, confused, afraid, often doubting, there are now billions of people who do believe. They didn't see the empty tomb. They didn't touch his wounds. But they believed the testimony of those who did, of the ones who ran from the empty tomb to the ends of the earth, the ones who chose to suffer and die rather than deny what they had seen. And their witness lit a fire that's still burning, a fire that's reached billions of hearts across centuries, across continents. People who never saw but still believed. People like us. And now, here we are in Medina, Ohio, some 6,000 miles and 2,000 years away from the events of that first Easter. And we have to consider, what if it's true? Because you and I can't sit in the middle forever. Either Jesus is Lord or he isn't. Either he rose or he didn't. There's no nice story here. There's no middle ground. This is either the most significant thing to have ever happened, or it's the biggest hoax. It's either just another ritual we do, or it's the most consequential moment of our lives. So what do we believe? Because seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing. When we believe, when we truly believe, our eyes will be opened. Our lives will begin to change. And suddenly we can see. We see the truth of who Jesus is. We see the power of the resurrection. And we see the hope that we didn't know we had. So today I'll leave you with one question. What if it's all true?